What's up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And we got the Fantomex event campaign to X a Thief that's going to be starting on Friday. So wanted to go through and talk about some of the best characters that you could use that have the Debonair trait in Marvel Strike Force. This is pretty important, right? Because if you care about Fantomex, if you don't care about Fantomex, it probably doesn't really matter to you. But I always try to go after getting event campaign characters by spending cores. And do my refreshes here for these event campaigns, and I'm pretty sure that you guys do as well. And I usually kind of tend to skip buying these characters and just go on the free-to-play route to try to get them. So yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the best character options that are available. Wanted to kind of sort of reflect back on the previous. This is gonna have the new heroic difficulty that we have for Doctor Strange Heartless in regards to that event campaign. And if kind of just want to remind you of that, right? So when they talked about the difficulties, they gave some recommendations in regards to each of the missions where you'll need to bring your characters. So mission 1, they broke it down by mission actually. So the recommended levels where you should invest into your characters. Mission 1, they said, no, you don't need any sort of requirements there. Just bring the characters provided. Probably still want to bring them up to at least level 65 and gear tier 12. But mission 2, 70 G12, mission 3, 71 G13, and then it goes all the way up to where mission 9, the recommendation is level 85 gear tier 15. Now, looking back at the difficulty breakdown, I don't think that for mission 9, level 85 in G15 was required for every single character. I already had some characters that were there for the Doctor Strange Heartless event campaign, but I don't think that you need to bring them all the way up to that level. I think that level 80 and gear tier 14 was fine. I even think that some players got away with using level 75 and gear tier 14 characters as well. You will need to 3-star the nodes in order to be able to farm them. So that's important to make sure that all your characters do survive. So do kind of keep that in mind as you sort of approach this event. But let's jump into the characters, and not necessarily, if we're kind of breaking it down with just the best characters that are there that you should invest into based on where the current meta is, not looking at any sort of synergy whatsoever. I think some of the best characters that you're going to find are Sharon Carter, there's Dagger, Phyla-Vell, Doctor Strange Heartless, and then also Star-Lord T'Challa. I think those are probably the better characters to get, because you need them for other content in the game, right? So for Sharon Carter, great in raids. Dagger, you need her for raids as well. Phyla, still a part of the Infinity Watch team, which I think is a necessary team for Cosmic Crucible, if you do care about that. Doctor Strange Heartless, a part of the arena meta right now, and Star-Lord T'Challa, kind of a part of the Doom tech raid meta. Also a good character for Dark Dimension as well. I know a lot of players are using them for Dark Dimension, and I will be using them for Dark Dimension also. So therefore, those are sort of kind of the best characters that I would invest into, if you have them, right? Because obviously if you don't have Doctor Strange Heartless, if you don't have some of these other characters, then of course that can be a little bit more challenging. But we'll talk about some free-to-play options as well as we move forward. But Sharon Carter, I like her because she's going to give you some good control. You have the ability block, the defense down with her special. You also have the ultimate, which can clear positive effects, apply the stun, and also apply slow. Both of her abilities, her special and her ultimate, are adjacent hits too, so they hit adjacent targets, not just a primary target. So I think you'll find some solid value there. So therefore, I definitely think that she's a good, solid character to use as well. Dagger, although I think she's better with Cloak, I think there's no debate really on that. I think she's a better character when she does have Cloak around, mainly because with her ultimate ability, she needs, if Cloak is an ally, additionally do damage, apply 3 random negative effects. Cloak can do these negative effects without Dagger. Dagger cannot do those without Cloak. So I do think obviously she has a little bit more value. She does more damage when Cloak is around, but you still think you can find some pretty solid value for her in my opinion. I mean, with her passive ability, she can give offense up. Where is it right here? Unturn, apply offense up to self and all adjacent allies. So depending on who you put around her, right? So if you're using Doctor Strange Heartless, he can benefit from having offense up because he can do more damage. He's a damage dealer. A character like Star-Lord T'Challa, right, can do some more damage when she gets offense up. Although T'Challa does have ways of giving himself offense up as well. It's a nice thing to be able, to be able to kind of place her adjacent to another target. another ally, so that they can get offense up. So therefore, I think she can provide some value. She can also give regen with her basic. So her basic ability can apply 2 regeneration to the most injured ally or self. So she could definitely benefit with a little bit of healing, just in case you do need it. And of course, she does do some damage. She can also clear some positive effects too with her special ability. Some long cooldowns, but like I said, the passive ability, whenever she does take a turn, she'll be able to give offense up to an adjacent ally. So putting her maybe in the middle of 2 characters that can do some additional damage may be a good way to go where that is concerned. We talked about T'Challa already. I think he does 2 things, right? Both damage and also be able to sort of kind of control and neutralize a character. Special ability can apply blind. When he applies the blind, you can steal 2 ability energy for him. So if you're concerned about a character popping off, we don't know what's going to be in these nodes right now, right? That's kind of a question. We don't know what's going to be in some of these campaign nodes. You can kind of use them to sort of neutralize a character there for a couple turns. He does an insane amount of damage. His ultimate hits for 530% damage. He gets speed up when you start killing characters. A lot of these individual nodes are going to have a bunch of characters that are enemy characters that are there. So as you continue to kind of target down some of those characters, he'll gain that 30% speed bar with his passive, which means that, of course, he'll be able to kind of get ability energy back faster. He'll be able to take more turns. He'll be able to get more turns more frequently, which means that he'll be able to get to because some of his abilities do have long cooldowns, so he'll be able to kind of get to those abilities back again a little bit quicker as you're kind of mowing down some characters. But yeah, really, you're using it for some damage, but the special is very nice as well. So that's something that I mentioned, probably one of the characters that you want to put adjacent to Dagger to be able to get that offense up so that he can go ahead and pop off, right? Falafel, I like her because, yeah, she's some good damage too, right? She's an amazing damage dealer. I think still think she's probably top 10 in just like raw damage stats in Marvel Strike Force, so she's still very good there. But I like her cleanse, like with her special, she can clear, although she clears all negative effects from self and all Infinity Watch allies, she can clear 2 random negative effects from all other allies too. So I do think that there's some value that she can provide there for your team. She also does an insane amount of damage. She can give some offense downs. I think offense down with her basic to a couple targets here. With her ultimate, she does a lot of damage with her ult, but then she can also apply offense down to another character too. She can also give a little bit of sustain to herself with some defense ups. She can get the death through. She can also get some drain on herself as well. Being that you're gonna have the Raider ISO mostly on Dagger, you'll have Skirmisher probably on T'Challa, you'll have Raider probably on Doctor Strange Heartless. She can also take advantage of some double taps too, because she is mainly going to be a striker on your team. So those are some of the characters there. Doctor Strange Heartless won't be as dynamic without the full Darkhold team, but still very good in my opinion. I mean, the basic ability for him is just incredibly strong, right? Being able to flip 2 positive effects to negative effects, that's going to be helpful in a matchup or two. Or all matchups, right? He has a speed bar reduction with a special ability by 25%, can clear and poppy positive effects, can do some more damage. He's a big damage dealer too. Like if I were probably doing placements, like I said, I would probably throw Dagger in between Doctor Strange Heartless, probably throw him in between either Falafel and Doctor Strange and T'Challa to give them some offense up, just to be able to take advantage of her passive as well, is probably a direction that I would go in. Now, some other free-to-play options that I wanted to talk about here. We talked about Sharon and Phyla. Those are 2 free-to-play options because you can target farm those characters. There's Invisible Woman too. So I like Invisible Woman because she also does have a cleanse with her special ability. She can also apply defense up. And while it's not going to make a major difference in the matchup, most likely you're going to get a Fantomex, right? And Fantomex, whenever he has defense up, he gets a 100% chance to counterattack. So that could be helpful in a matchup, just being able to get some additional damage. So I don't know, right? I mean, is it gonna make the world of a difference? Probably not, but you can definitely still get some solid value out of that, in my opinion. So therefore, I would definitely say that she can be good. But but really, you're doing the special ability. You're using the special ability from Invisible Woman so that she can clear 2 negative effects from self and all allies. She can also then stealth them, right? So if you're worried about a character dying, because once again, you do need to keep all these characters alive, so that they can, so you can 3-star the node, so you can farm them. So she'll definitely be helpful where that is concerned. She also applies 3 deflect to the highest health ally, so that could be useful as well. She can give offense down with her ultimate. She has some long cooldowns though, so that's the one thing I will say. She has some long cooldowns, and she's a slow character, so you want to use some of these abilities wisely. But being that all of these cooldowns are going to reset whenever you go into a node, it's not like it's going to be raids where, okay, well, she does this ability and then, all right, the next node I go into, she won't have this up. No, you're going to be fine, because these are campaign nodes. These aren't raid nodes, right? So she'll be able to have her ultimate and her special ready to go on turn one every single time when you go into a matchup or so, right? But yeah, I mean, pretty good free to play option in my opinion. You also need to build her for a flash event, so it's not a bad direction to go into build her anyways, in my personal opinion. I thought about Mr. Sinister too. I think Mr. Sinister is good for some clones, right? So if there's like a character there that, you know, that's a good clone, maybe a damage dealer, maybe a healer, whatever, good to be able to use them to get some clones. They're going to scale towards their stats, so they probably won't be that great, but there's a possibility that that character is probably going to be better than the one that you're facing too. So depends on how strong these characters are in the event campaign. And he also provides some healing, right? So yes, some passive healing that could work. Oh, actually, passive healing really only benefits himself per se, and I think other Marauders, but yeah, but at the same time, you can get some solid healing from him with a special too. I mean, what does he heal for here? 15% of his max health. He's a pretty large health pool. He's a pretty decently large health pool, so therefore you can get some solid healing from that. His health pool was not as large as I thought it would be, but yeah, you can still get some solid healing from him and get some good clones there, like I said. And yeah, there's some other characters that you can probably consider on this list, like Hela. If you've already built Hela already for other content, you can use her to spread some negative effects, right? So Sharon Carter throws an ability block down, then you can use Hela to spread that ability block. She won't spread stun, so Sharon Carter can stun, so that won't happen. You can spread offense down, because some of the characters, they apply offense down, but it's only to one target or maybe adjacent target. So if you want to apply offense down to everyone, then Hela can spread that with her ultimate ability. So there's an option that you can use as well. We just clicked out of it. Night Nurse can be a solid healer too, and can help with some cleanses. Loki, if you've already built him, can help out with a defense down or two and demote on a character if you want to. If you built up some of the other Marauder characters like Madeline Pryor, Strife, I clearly haven't done so, then you can probably use them with Mr. Sinister as well. And then of course, Spider-Woman and Nico are some options that are there too that you can use. I'm not building them up for this, but obviously you will need them, or some players will use them for the Scourge event. So therefore, there is some solid value that you can get from these characters too. So maybe you go in that direction. Who knows? Up to you guys. Well, listen, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. What are you thinking in regards to sort of like your planning for this event campaign? I know I'm probably not going to be building anybody for it because I feel like I'm okay right now in terms of where I'm at with the characters that I have available to me. So I think I'm going to be okay. But of course, just really wanted to give you guys some options available just in case you were trying to think, okay, well, what am I going to do with my roster? Maybe have a little bit of a younger roster. So kind of just giving some of the best options that are out there for this event campaign. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until next time, hit the notification bell too, guys, if so that you can know when the videos do go live. Until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.